Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Flynn here, coming to you from the comfort of my kitchen table. Um, Feels a little weird right now not to be packing a lunch or ironing my clothes or putting on a shirt and tie, but I guess this is our new normal for a little bit at least. I'm looking forward to this. It's a little bit different. We're all throwing a curveball, but we'll all get through this together. I'm confident I can still give you the education you deserve, very similar to classroom instruction, um, even though we're doing it in this method. Okay. Um, this is what I'll do every morning. I'll post a video on what each of my classes is doing for the day. If you have any questions at all, just please send me an email. Let me know. Um, so let's get started. For Algebra 2 today, for honors and CP, you're going to be going at the same pace for a little bit. You're going to be doing the A8 graph and quadratics notes. Okay, so on the Google Classroom, I have posted two videos. The first video is the actual notes. The second video is to the example problems. You have also been provided a blank template of the notes, so just make sure you're going through and filling some of the notes in. Um, for Honors Algebra 2, we have done these notes before, but as I said in one of my emails, graph and quadratics is it's what makes algebra 2 algebra 2. This and kind of the factoring are two of the most important skills you can get out of algebra 2. Just make sure, just review the video. It's not going to hurt. Um, as I said, we had to have uh, one set of assignments for each course, and for algebra 2 regardless of level. So for algebra 2, we're kind of at the CP pace right now. But again, just to keep your skills sharp, it's not going to harm you to just tune in, watch the video, watch me talk for a little bit, maybe before I get to the examples, because I'm assuming you didn't forget how to do them. Before I actually do them on the video, how about you grab out a piece of paper, go on your distance learning pack and try to do them before I do them on the video, and you can just check in and see if you did them correctly or not. CP Algebra 2, doing the exact same thing. I know for Mr. Chaponis' classes, I think he's maybe introduced you to this already. For my classes, we stopped at the end of level 2, so this should all be brand new to you. So we're not skipping a beat here. We're going right into it. For Intro to Advanced Math, you're doing the complete standard A1 review. So if you look at your distance learning packet, Mr. Cruz set this up. It's formatted very nicely. There's a cover page, says day 1. There's an assignment that goes over all of Algebra 1. You'll know when you get to the end because you'll see the answer key, and you'll see day 2, which you don't have to worry about until tomorrow. I don't want you to, I've mentioned this in class before, I don't want you to flip to the answer sheet and take a look at the answer sheet and then say, the answer to number 1 is 4, and then flip it back to problem number 1 and write 4 in, because that's not going to do you any good at all. Okay. Make sure you're doing some of the problems. Maybe start with one column, go and check some answers, do the second column if time permits, and check some answers, just keeping your skills sharp. As far as passing in assignments, you've got two options right now until we come up with something a little bit better or a little bit more concrete, I guess. But again, there's no protocol for how this goes, I guess. So we're also trying to figure this out. Maybe what we're doing we'll realize will not work, and we'll have to readjust. But as for the first couple of days, what I want you to do, you can either record it in your log, how long you worked for the day. So if you take a look at the front page of your distance learning packet, I believe on the far right-hand side, there's a column for amount of time worked. Just fill in there what you did. That'll be fine with me. I can check that when we get back. Or if you want to just take a picture of what you did, just show me all your work. That would be great too. So just take a picture, send it via email to me, and I can record that you actually did the work, because you might be sitting at home doing all this hard work. If you're not communicating with me that you're actually doing it, I'm sitting here thinking that you're not doing anything at all. So that's probably my biggest thing throughout this process, especially early on. Just make sure you're communicating with me. I need to know what you're doing each and every day. Just a quick little email to say, hey, Mr. Flynn, I checked the Google Classroom. I started doing some work. This is what I did today. I spent this much time on it. That'll be good for me. Or if you just take a quick picture, that's completely okay. I'm not really looking at correctness of the problems you're doing, especially early on. I'm just looking to see that you made a decent attempt at it. If you are to send me a picture of your work, and let's say there are 20 problems on a worksheet, and you do the first 2 problems, and in your time log you wrote that you spent an hour and a half on it, that's not quite going to cut it. Just a little peek into what I'm doing throughout the day. From 8 to 3, I'm required to be around my computer. So starting right now, it's 6:10 in the morning. I'm gonna probably take an hour to myself after I post this, and then starting at 8 o'clock, I will be just sitting around waiting for someone to email me, anybody that needs help, and I will respond to you right away. I even started getting some emails yesterday, and I think a couple of you were a little freaked out at how quickly I responded to you. Yeah, yes, I will be doing stuff around my house, but I should get back to you in 5 to 10 minutes. I've got no kids that I'm taking care of, just myself. If you have any questions at all, please just let me know. If your parents have any questions, please let me know. I encourage you, as I send the email, to write your questions in the Google Classroom. That way everybody can see them. That way there's not 30 of you asking me, how do I communicate my assignment to you, or some question like that I've already answered. I don't have to respond 30 different times to 30 different people with the same answer. Hope you can be understanding of that. But again, if you really don't feel comfortable with people seeing your questions or your answers or my responses, just send me an email. That's no problem at all. I want to see how this first day goes. After this first day, I want to set up some video conferences potentially. I'll communicate that with all of you. It'll probably be on Zoom or Google Hangouts, one of the two. I've got to play around with. That's on my to-do list today, is to play around with both of those and see what works best. In the meantime, hey, let's get after it today. I know all of you very well. I know some of you are going to sit down and try to do the entire distance learning packet on day one, and some of you are going to put the distance learning packet off until the day before we go back to school. I don't recommend either, even though the first one sounds like that is something that a teacher would like. The purpose of this is that you're doing math every day. The research supports that a little bit of math over a long period of time, you're going to comprehend the material much better. So make sure that you're not going crazy on day one. If you're in Algebra 2 and you want to take the graph and quadratics notes and maybe start a couple of the problems for day 2, that's okay. But I wouldn't sit down and complete days 1 through 10 today. That's not going to do you much good. So make sure you're spreading it out. I know you have other classes that you also need to work on. We don't want you to go crazy on day 1. Okay, so just make sure you're doing a little bit at a time. Every day, make sure you're communicating with me exactly what you're doing, and this should go pretty smoothly. I think that's it for me. I hope you have an amazing day. Please check in with me. Make sure you're sending me an email or something like that. It doesn't have to be educational either. As I said, I'm just sitting here. This is not like the classroom. I don't have an audience to talk to anymore. Nobody here laughs at my jokes. They just kind of echo in the halls. It's kind of sad. So make sure you're sending me what you're doing today, anything cool that might be going on, and I would appreciate that as well. So looking forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day. Practice social distancing. Wash your hands. Goodbye.